Hi, hello, my name is Felicity Taylor and welcome to or back to my channel. I am 22 and I'm from Perth, Western Australia, and I like to share my daily life, my reading obsession, and some productivity slash wellness stuff every now and then. Today I'm going to be doing an April reset. I love my monthly resets. I live by them. I've posted another one about a year ago. I thought I'd start off this video with some home updates. So let's get right into it. This major thing is I mentioned in my last video that we got this rug and I wanted to show you guys. It's from Adairs. We ended up getting it for 40% off and I'm obsessed. It is really, really soft. And then we've got our table. We thrifted our table and then got our chairs off Marketplace as well. We've been wanting to put some art up there. Oh, look, it's struggling to focus on all the white because this room is so echoey, but I just haven't decided on a piece yet. But we did end up getting this, which I think is so, so cute. I'm obsessed with it. I think it goes really well with the space with the rattan and everything. And yeah, ended up getting this, I think, off Kogan. Was it off Kogan? I have no idea. But yeah, we ended up just getting this from a random online store and it turned out to be absolutely perfect. Then we were able to put my infamous grey cubes. I have way too many of these. And they're just in there. That one is actually in Henry's car because we took it out. I really love how this little space is turning out. I think we want to put a mirror up here just so it can be like a little bit of, I don't know, open up the room a bit more. But yeah, and then that's our kitchen. Before we jump into the rest of the video, I thought I would quickly explain my 3 steps to my monthly reset routine. The first one is to get current. So this is where I like to reflect and all of that good stuff on the last month, so that being March. My second step is I like to get clear, so that's kind of just looking at my yearly goals and getting into all the nitty and gritty of goal setting. And then the third one is getting ready. This is where I kind of like to plan out my month, write it all down, and just get a big overview of what April is gonna look like. So let's get into it. I've got my coffee and I'm pretty ready to chat. So if you don't like chatty stuff, maybe skip to the next part because we're about to spill some tea on my life and yeah, get current. What's been happening? How's March? How's your March? Comment down below. Last year I posted a monthly reset and you might notice that this year the questions are a little bit different. I did go ahead and get a self-paced planner this year, which I am loving if you're a type A person. I feel like it's completely up your alley, or even like a type B or C person if you just want to get more organized. I really love it. But she actually has a monthly reflection section. So I'm going to be grabbing the questions from there and answering them for you all. I usually just do this anyway in my planner. So yeah, overall, how was your month? March was a lot. It was a big month. It was really, really busy for me. A lot of my family is born in March. So every weekend we're basically catching up, which I love so, so much. But it does just make March that much more busy. And then also, I quit my job. I quit my job a few weeks ago and yeah, I mean, quitting a full-time job is no easy thing to do. I feel like it's something, especially as Gen Zs, we're all kind of gonna do at some point, but I did not expect to be doing it within the first few months of my new position. But that is just something I ended up needing to do for my health. I've been suffering with severe migraines alongside a few mental health issues. And it was really, really important for my health to leave that position. It was nothing to do with the position, the place I worked at, the people, nothing at all like that. So yeah, I just really had to put my health first in this kind of situation, which was not something I did very easily. It was very much a lot of people in my life telling me it was not worth putting my health, I don't know. It wasn't worth sacrificing my health for a job. So I talked about it with my partner obviously a lot, and yeah, we decided that this is what was best for me, and as a couple we can make it work, which I'm very grateful and privileged. I feel very grateful. I'm very aware that that is a privileged situation to be in, and I did not see this on my 2026 bingo card at all, but that's okay because it is only March and April and I'm sure we can turn the year around. I have been looking into my migraines a lot with my doctor and I'm doing a lot better. So yeah, that is great. I'm glad we're at a bit of a better place health-wise, but yeah, so that was definitely something that impacted my overall month. But kind of after that, it was just really about focusing on filling my cup. So a lot of coffee dates, a lot of reading, a lot of bookstore strolling, a little bit of a life update alongside overall how was my March. Probably chaos, hectic, stressful, but then the second half was definitely a lot about just like slowing down, recovering, looking after myself and listening to my body. So pretty balanced month. Lots of highs and lows, I guess you could say. Anyways, let's move on from that. Next question. What were some challenges I faced this month? I feel like we just covered those, but I quit my job and that was definitely a challenge. Just, I mean, to even do that mentally, but also just my mental health and my physical health. I was going through it. So that was some of the challenges I faced in March, which yeah, some were expected, some were not. What did I learn from the challenges? I learned that I need to listen to my body more, which is something I feel like we're constantly trying to understand and learn, but especially as like you get to like your mid-20s, your body has changed so much in the past few years. It's like relearning a whole new body almost. So I'm really trying to listen to my body and focus a bit more on that. And then I'm trying not to rush as much. I'm trying to really embrace a slower living style, slowing down, even just for like mundane tasks such as like brushing my teeth or making a coffee. I'm just really trying to focus a bit more on just slowing down and listening to my body and kind of just emphasizing that, you know, if it's a Sunday and you've got nothing planned, you don't need to be trying to do the entire laundry in 5 minutes, you know, like just slow down. There is no rush, you have time. Anyway, so that was definitely something I've been working on in March and I definitely will be for the rest of the year. I think my word of the year is slow this year. Wasn't really expecting it to be slow in work, but what was the best thing that happened this month? I had 3. One of them was seeing my family so much, as I touched on. It's a very heavy birthday month, so I love being able to catch up with them all and see them. Another one is I did lots of reading. I read 2 books, which is pretty good for me in 1 month. I technically started a 3rd book, so I'm pretty impressed with that. If you want to see more book content, that is coming soon. Very exciting. And yeah, I enjoyed reading a lot. I also went camping for the first time, which is a sentence I never thought I'd say, but I feel like camping culture is a really big thing in Australia and something I'd never done before. But I got to go camping with all my friends and that was just such a great experience and definitely I think a cool memory for all of us. Question number 5, what is something I did this month that I'm proud of? There were 2 things I am proud of. Firstly, I went out of my comfort zone, whether that was camping or, say it with me, quitting my job. Yeah, I went out of my comfort zone a lot and I had to kind of put myself first in a few situations, which is not my instinct. And then I'm proud of the fact I slowed down. I am proud of the fact I listened to my body and just started to actually prioritize my health. So yeah, go me, yay. What is something you're letting go of? Something I'm definitely letting go of as March ends and April begins is my phone. I am so over racking up so many hours on this thing. And the last thing is, what are you looking forward to next month? Next month is April, which I hate to be that person. It is my birthday month, so it is very exciting. And yeah, birthday vlog will be coming soon. I am planning to have a little day to myself, so I'm very excited for that. And I'm also going on holiday in April, which is really exciting. It's just an interstate holiday, but I'm, yeah, going to Adelaide and Melbourne, which I'm really excited to do. And we're going to see some family, and also I have my graduation ceremony, which is kind of crazy. So going back to Melbourne, which is, if you didn't know, I lived there for a year. So I really love Melbourne. It has a really special place in my heart and I can't wait to be going there with some of my favorite people. that is the monthly reflection. I feel like I just talked actually forever, but yeah, that was March. March was chaos, but it ended up, I don't know, I'm okay, I'm alive, and I feel a bit more calmer. So that's what we're looking for. Okay, so this is the part where I usually get clear / get ready for the new month, which is April. So yeah, I thought I'd sit down and kind of walk you through how I do that. Let's get into my goals. So the first few things I do is I do a brain dump. So anything and everything that's on my mind goes in my journal, and that's where I kind of get out, I don't know, anything pressing, any to-dos, just kind of get out all the nitty-gritty tasks. And then I will usually go through my laptop and kind of clean out my desktop and my downloads. Sometimes if I feel like a little crazy, I might go through my emails. I know, kind of crazy. And then I usually try and sort something. So obviously you guys saw me clean and organize my kitchen. So that kind of is what I really organized for this month. And then I take my brain dump and my reflection and I sit down with my goals. This is a Co-Plenty tracker that I'm sure if you watch, definitely if you watch Smiley Citrus, you've seen this before. This is where I got inspiration from this. I really love spreadsheets. They are the way to my heart. I love looking at all the nitty-gritty numbers of life. Now let's just go right to the bottom where my yearly goals are. Kind of just look at these and remind myself of what they are, because I feel like sometimes it's very easy to get caught up in life. My reading goal is something I'm behind in, but definitely have been working on. On my style, I bought a few new clothes for my upcoming trip, so I feel like I have been working on just making my wardrobe a bit more me and less just white t-shirts and black jeans, which is totally not what I'm wearing right now. Host just cause we have been hosting quite a bit. Embrace resting and calming embrace resting and calming hobbies. That is something I definitely have been trying to work on. How well is it going? Not too sure. As I said, I have been reading a lot. I really want to get into sourdough, and I think that is something I did try, but then I realized, well, firstly, it didn't go well. And then secondly, I realized we're going to be away for 2 weeks and I'm not going to ask one of my friends to drive to my house to feed my sourdough. So, and then fortnightly date nights is something we have been doing. We had a date night last night and it's so much fun. Something we're trying to be very intentional with now that we're just living together, just us two. And then yeah, wellness goals, become the queen of meal prep. That is a very important part of my Sunday reset. Live for Sunday resets. That is something I have been working really hard to make sure I'm trying to do every Sunday, just so I feel clear going into the week and focused on becoming the healthiest version of me. Financial goals, I don't really like getting into my finances on the internet. I know other people like Smiley Citrus are really good for that kind of stuff, but me, I'm just too awkward. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm 22. And career goals, I just really want to start focusing more on just like posting online, really. I think especially in my industry, everything I post online, it kind of becomes a walking, living portfolio kind of vibe. So it's something I should be paying more attention to. But anyways, those are my yearly goals. I didn't post a yearly reset, so in case you're wondering what those are. And then I jump straight to April. Let's get straight into it. So when I do my brain dump and I'm going through my goals, I kind of like to just like mentally brainstorm a few ideas. I also kind of like to think about it over the last few weeks. I'm also fully aware I'm going to be away for 2 weeks. So setting any massive goals is just a kind of crazy idea. I am planning of hosting my family. So host my family for my birthday. As I said, I love hosting, I love my family, and they haven't really seen the house since it's all set up, so I'm excited to do that. I really need to work on my reading goal, as I mentioned. I am currently reading You and Me on Vacation. I just realized I'm going on vacation, which probably would have been a great time to read this. I did start this, a couple of months ago, actually. Yeah, I don't know, I got distracted, I didn't pick it back up. So I'm really excited to read this. I read little bit last night. But my main thing that I want to read in April, which I kind of have been planning, is a big reread of Magnolia Park series. I mean, it has a whole shelf on my bookshelf. So I only have read the first 2 in the series, and then I started reading stuff in between it, and then I felt like, no, I want to read it all back to back to get like the full experience. So I'm going to start my reread of the first 2 books and then just finish the whole thing. The last thing I want to do for a personal goal is, as I said, focus on calming. So I want to do 2 calming hobby day nights. Calming, and whether that's just like reading or baking or I don't know, anything like that. And then wellness, I want to do 2 weekly meal preps. So I have been writing 4 weekly meal preps, 1 for each week of the month, and then I go and I put it in my weekly goals as well. I know we're going to be out of town, so 2 weekly meal preps will do. I know what that means. When we get home from our holiday, I want to do a really big Sunday reset, just catch up on washing, deep clean the house, and yeah, just kind of really do a big reset to get back into the swing of things. And then one other thing that I've been thinking of the past few days is working on a night routine, because oh my goodness, I have been having the worst sleep lately, and yeah, I don't have a night routine, and it is anything but calming. So financial, I'm gonna list a few things I want to buy for the house. That, I mean, sure, you guys can see this. I want to buy a microwave. Why is that? That's more just like something we need to do, but we haven't done. Do we have the money to buy a microwave? Yes. Do we know what microwave we want to buy? No. I think me and my partner are both very type A over researchers, and especially on tech, that's like his thing. So yeah, they're just like appliances for the house, mainly just like a microwave and a few other little things that we just haven't bought because we just haven't been able to make a decision on it. So yeah, I'd really like to buy a microwave, especially as we're going into winter. And yeah, that's literally all the financial goals. We really just want to enjoy the holiday, so there's not too many like saving goals or anything like that, but they usually are. So I'm really excited for April. I think it's going to be a good month if everything goes the way I'm hoping for it to. Now we are going to go and get ready for April. So I'm going to sit down and, well, you know what? Instead of explaining what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you. I love sitting at the kitchen counter and just like planning and getting stuff done here. I have this monthly planner that I haven't used since we moved house. That is from the Habit Tracker shop by Bex Stewart, and I love her store so much. As you would probably know now by this point in the video, I'm kind of obsessed with tracking my habits and things like that. So yeah, when this came out, I was like, I need it instantly. So I'm pretty obsessed with this. This usually sits on my desk, like kind of works as like a desk mat kind of setup. I have debated like putting it up here. We really want to add like a clock and a calendar here, but we just, firstly, we can't decide on a clock. And then secondly, I feel like the clock is like the most important thing on the wall, so that should go up before we put the calendar up. And I am a big like online calendar person. Everything goes instantly in my online calendar, and then each week and month I put it on a physical calendar, because if it doesn't go in the online calendar, I'm gonna forget. I'm gonna sit down and actually write out this monthly planner to sit on my desk, just so I can see it a bit more, because my step pace planner is usually open on the weekday, my digital calendar, and then I'm gonna open both of these and get started. And then something else I really like to do lately is use this sticker book, which is by Martina's Tiny Store. If you don't know who she is and you like scrapbooking or a reading journal or anything like that, you need to follow her. I really want to get the second edition that's coming out soon. So maybe don't follow her so I can get my hands on it. I couldn't believe I got my hands on this one. I like to decorate my planners with this, especially this one that I'm going to be seeing every day. So I'm going to go ahead and add my life events and then maybe put some stickers on them. This is my iconic color coding system, and yeah, we're gonna get started. So I haven't done my self-paced planner. I am honestly just not vibing doing both in one sitting today. Okay, so this is kind of what my month is looking like. I feel like it looks really cute. I thought I'd bring you guys around so you can actually see it properly. I have these as well, which I like to use for like my YouTube videos, and I'll write the video down and then cut them out and then stick them, but they're like sticky notes, like sticky tabs, so I can move it around if things change, plans change. This is kind of what it looks like. April, as I said, is a bit of a weird month because we are gone for so long. Thank you so much for watching this week's video. I had the best time filming this video. Resetting is like my favorite thing to do, so I loved being able to bring you all along for that journey. If you notice, my hair looks different in the intro and outro. I do apologize. I am currently getting ready for my trip and my birthday next week, so I got my hair done. I hope you like it. But yeah, I hope you like this video as well. If you did, you could like and subscribe down below. I am planning to do a lot more of my productivity / reset routines on here because that's something that is a really big part of my life and something I think you guys might enjoy. So yeah, I'll see you every Wednesday from now on. My face will be on your screen. Thanks for watching. Bye.